Hi, this is Raj from ML Sportscars. In this video I'm going to show you how to check the oil level and check when the next service is due on the 997 Porsche 911 Turbo. Both the 997 Gen 1 and the 997 Gen 2, even though they have different engines, you can check these statistics in exactly the same way. This is actually a 997 Gen 1.5, which is in between the two. So it has a Gen 1 engine and the Gen 2 electronics, but it's the same procedure to check the oil and when the next service is due. So I'll just get in the car. Now, the way you do it, there isn't actually a dipstick on these cars, so you can't check it physically, but you can check it through the car systems. Now, what it will ask for is you've got this stalk here, which controls this display here, so you can actually like change what you view there. The car's just waking up, so it's just updating the tyre pressures there, but this car has got tyre pressure monitoring. I think all 997 turbos have tyre pressure monitoring for safety. So here we go. So when you push this stalk in, it opens up this menu which has various things, including how to control the sport chrono, change audio settings, navigation, tyre pressure monitor. You can set the pressures and everything, and also change like whether you see that in kilometers an hour and things like that, the temperature in Fahrenheit or degrees C. But the one I want to show you first is the service interval when it's next due. You can actually see if there's any errors as well in that section. So what I'm doing is basically to go into a menu, I'm pushing in, and to come back out, I'm pushing it towards myself, pulling it towards myself. So if I go to info, scroll down, so use that stalk to scroll down, go to service. So it counts down in days, so that's 730 days between 2 years, obviously, and also miles, and each service interval is 20,000 miles on these cars, or 2 years, whichever comes sooner. And they alternate between a minor and a major. And every 2 years you do a brake fluid change. But there's a whole bunch of stuff you do, and that's all in the service book that you get with the car. So this car's due 513 days, so over a year's time, and it's only done 400 miles of wear since the last service. It's actually done less than that in terms of number of miles. It will count it down quicker based on usage. So the next thing I want to check is oil. You can only check it while the engine is warm, so at 80 degrees, and ideally the oil is at temperature as well. So I've run this car, and that's what I suggest you do before checking the oil, is run it. You can't do it when it's turned off, and it'll tell you that. So I've obviously haven't started the car yet. It will say measurement not possible, engine stopped. And if it was cold, it will say engine not warmed up when you try and do that. So basically you go to oil, push it in. Obviously I haven't started it yet, so let me start it. Start it, there we go. So it's already up to temperature. I wouldn't advise just sitting here with a cold car waiting for it to warm up. It will warm up so much quicker if you just take it for a quick drive, even just 5 miles, and it will be more than warm enough with all the oil level settled. So as I said, you push that in, and you scroll to the oil. It just happens to be on oil now because that's the last thing I looked at. Push it in again, and it will give you a time where it's sort of taking the measurement. That might be up to around 2 minutes, but obviously this car's been warmed up, it's been run, and I've checked it recently, so it only took 6 seconds there to work it out. And there, it's right on the top level. Now I believe that between the top and the bottom is a litre. So basically it's saying 1/3 of a litre between each segment there. You ideally do want it on that top line, not above. When a car service, they tend to sort of just do it just below the full. So if you see one segment down, that's okay. But yeah, this car is absolutely bang on the mark, perfect. Ideally, basically, when it gets serviced, they top it up, they fill it up to a level, make sure it's below, and then if it's, and then they take it out for a run, and then they check it again, and if it's one segment below, they put like 200 million to just put it up to that top level. So this one is absolutely perfect, and that's essentially how you check the oil and the when the next service is due on a 911 Turbo 997 Gen 1, Gen 1.5 and Gen 2. Thanks for watching.